Welcome to the Boomer Technician. Today, we're starting on the road in Oklahoma at the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum in Chandler, Oklahoma.
Which reminds me that Oklahoma is the 9th state I've visited on my 50 car shows in 50 states, which means we've only got 41 more to go.
A little later today, we're going to go to a car show up in Drumwright, a town I've never heard of, and it could be interesting. It's their first show, and it's supporting the local firefighters, so it's for a good cause, and we're hoping for a good turnout.
But before we get to the car show, we did duck into the museum for a quick tour. We met this lovely lady who showed us all around the building and showed us this picture of how the building looked about 10 years ago.
Turned out to be a pretty cool place. It's fairly recently renovated by the city fathers, and this has got a very interesting interactive room where there's multiple video screens, and you can, in some cases, lay on a bed and watch the video. And in other cases, you can sit in some car seats and watch a video. These are Mustang car seats here. Some of you may recognize that, and that's appropriate because the video is all about the Mustang. This room's also got a number of glass panels hanging, and it's a little hard to see the script on them, but you can see in this shot, this particular glass panel is all about New Mexico. So all in all, this makes for a very cool space and some nice Route 66 history. The museum also has a conference room that includes a nice collection of Texaco memorabilia from Hugh Seiler. Evidently, this is where the Route 66 board meets, or maybe the local Oklahoma chapter.
So enough about the Route 66 Museum in Chandler. We're going to head up towards Drumwright, and of course, like every trip I make, we need to make a stop and clean the road grime off the sole survivor. Driving it to 50 car shows in 50 states, we do end up looking for a car wash at every car show we attend. And this particular car wash was eventful because I found a bit of an issue with the right front headlight. We'll take a closer look at that when we get the car rinsed off. In the meanwhile, my thanks to Ryan Eggleton, a buddy of mine who tagged along from this trip. He did some extra camera work for us, so we got some shots we don't typically get. So here's that cracked headlight. It must have picked up a rock somewhere between Colorado and Oklahoma, but it's quite the mess. Had to pick up a spare for the trip home. And here we are headed from the car wash to Drumwright for the car show. And we're looking forward to an exciting afternoon of interesting cars. Once we got to the show, it turned out it's in a pretty small space in Drumwright. It's right next to the fire station, but this was the main car display area. They had a second area across the street that we'll show you a little later. It had some neat murals on the wall and lots of domestic cars, starting with this 1947 Ford, nicely done street rod, a very clean car. And then we'll jump back across the street to look at this 1968 Chevrolet Chevelle that won the best hot rod award at the show at the end of the day. But it's a remarkably clean car, and looking under the hood, you can see this big bad 307 in the muscle car's engine bay. Next up, we've got this very nice 1971 Ranchero. We can tell it's a 71 because it's got the splitter in the center of the grille. This 63 Galaxy caught my eye because this Colorado plate on the front of the car. Turns out the owner bought it from a guy in Colorado and put the Oklahoma plate in the back, but it is an original Colorado car. Now we're going to look at some muscle cars, starting with this 67 GTO, followed by a genuine Hemi Charger, an original owner car, and this gorgeous white original Trans Am, followed by, in stark contrast, this later black Trans Am with the much larger Screaming Chicken on the hood. As I mentioned, there was a group of cars on the opposite side of the street, and we'll do a quick overview of them. This being Oklahoma, of course, we had a few trucks. There's that another look at that original Trans Am. And we can see the much smaller Firebird on the nose of the car. Here's a CUDA for you Mopar fans, followed by, is this a Yeah, 63, 64 Chevy, always a car show classic, and 67, 68 Mustang. My buddy Ryan wanted to get a shot of this church. He pretty much sat through the entire show, but he said, take a picture of that church. So I did. And here's the back row of the opposite parking lot, including one of the few JDM cars, one of the few imports at the show. You know, I love a little variety at a show, but I'm always happy to see some domestic iron too, as these pair of Camaros and pair of Pontiacs represent. This was a very nice GTO. As I mentioned, the show is helping out the local fire department who showed up in force and had their own tent. It's always good to see car shows working with the local community. And it was a great show because it didn't have the usual DJ and hot rod music. Instead, we had this local performer. I didn't catch a young man's name, but I enjoyed the change up at a car show. We've also got this very nicely turned out classic. The shop that customized it modified pretty much everything on the car. I'm not sure they provided the spray bottle in the interior, but a very unique car. Not quite as unique as this rat rod truck, which, as is often the case in a rat rod, has eschewed the original engine and replaced it with this Cummins turbo diesel, probably out of a Dodge pickup. And once again, a major contrast. Here's a Australian right-hand drive Toyota Land Cruiser, complete with a flatbed in the back. And to wrap up things with the cars, let's take a look at this interesting hood prop here in Oklahoma. Well, to close the show, my buddy Ryan insisted we get a shot of this flag in a local downtown. And here's a shot of the whole show that I took shortly before the end of it. It was a great little venue. We really enjoyed being there. And of course, it's always nice to be near Route 66, which reminds me of an important point. No matter where you go, there you are.